What's up, everyone? Just going to do a short video on a footwell module repair on an E70 2010 Bmw X5 with the tool called VVDI Prog. So what we're experiencing here with this vehicle is no communication with the FRM and no window functions, no exterior lights, no interior lights. The check engine light is on for something unrelated, but as you see here, the FRM is red, and according to BMW ISTA, that means the ECU is not responding, and BMW normally warrants the FRM to be replaced, but in this case we're gonna try to repair it. So what I've seen happen with these footwell modules are two instances. Either the owner of the vehicle doesn't drive it too often, short trips, or not long enough driving, basically causing battery exhaustion. Another thing I see is like when anyone, like a enthusiast or a technician, when they hook up a scanner, whether it be BMW ISTA, Snap-on, Autel, Bluetooth scanner, it normally takes out the footwell module because they're not using a voltage stabilizer. So before condemning the module, let's verify power, ground, and communication signals, just to ensure all those are good, fuses. And then if all that's good, just roll any catches on anything you have open. I have the boot lid open. And we're going to take off the negative battery terminal, but before that, we're going to wait for the main relay to drop out. So normally the start-stop switch is illuminated, and we'll wait for that to extinguish like that, and that'll tell us that the main relay has dropped out, so we can take off the negative battery terminal. So this is my father-in-law's car, and he doesn't drive it too much, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to replace that battery too. But let's go ahead and go under the driver's side dash and remove these three fasteners that's holding this cover. On this car, they're Phillips. And yeah, so this is not my first time removing a footwell module, because normally at the shop we just replace it anytime we see these symptoms and diagnose it. But this is going to be my first time repairing it. So we got this cover out, and then we're going to go over here to the bonnet latch right here, or the hood latch, and it's held by a Phillips screw. And then behind that is another Phillips screw. So we're just going to take that out and remove this trim cover. But before we start removing it, we're going to go towards this trim and just pry it up. Just get it out of the way, and then now we can remove that cover. Now the footwell module is going to be behind this carpet. There it is with the barcode. So I'm going to start removing it. I'm just going to remove this harness right here. There's a retainer tab and then a lever that comes out, and then the footwell module itself is held by two plastic 10mm nuts, one at the bottom right there that I'm working on, and then one at the top. But the top one, you're just gonna have to kind of feel for it. Yeah, the top one's right there, hiding. And then there's gonna be two additional harness connections towards the front of the vehicle, or the other side of that harness connection that I just first took off. Now normally people will take out that carpet and the dead pedal to remove this module, but I find it saves time just to kind of work it out and just be careful with the wiring. So there are those two harness connections that I was talking about. The upper one, I'm gonna just feel around and undo the retainer tab and then the lever, and that'll allow me to work out the footwell module a little more so I can access the lower harness connection right there. So I'm basically just feeling that and then prying on the lever. So now that we got the footwell module out, we can hit these 4 tabs right there, and then we'll get access to the PCB right here. Boom. So on the flip side, we're gonna access 4 points on this board, and I'll map that out right now. There it is. So your VVDI prog tool will come with the cable kind of like this, or exactly like this, but I just bought a repair clip off eBay just to make it easier because my soldering skills aren't really that good. So open up the program. We're using version 4.9.3, the latest one today at least. So we're gonna hit type MCU. It's gonna be a Motorola MC9S12, and then the chip is gonna be a MC9S12 XEQ384 unsecured. And then we're gonna read it right there. Read. And by default, it'll have a partition error. So we're just gonna hit yes and then leave everything default, hit OK. Let it continue to read. We're reading the D flash, by the way. There it is. We're gonna go ahead and save it somewhere you'll remember where it is. I'm just saving it in this folder. And I'm gonna name it E70 X5 D flash. And then you're gonna open up the internet browser and go to this website right here. Huge thanks to this guy or whoever developed this, because it's really easy to just upload your D flash, hit accept, and then upload, and it automatically generates an EEPROM image from your D flash. So you go ahead and download that and save it. I don't like where it's saved, so I'm just gonna cut it out of there, and I'll paste it where I want, which is right here. And then we're gonna X out of this window right here, and then we're gonna change our type to 8 other, and then our brand is a BMW. Boom. And then the chip is gonna be an FRM E series, and the 384 write. So there's a read and a write. We're gonna hit write, and then before we write anything, we're gonna erase and unlock. And after that's done, we're gonna and then we're gonna open that EEPROM image that we just downloaded, and then we're going to write it. So after it's done writing, I'm just gonna put the PCB back in its box and then connect all the harness connections, because we're gonna reconnect the battery cable. And then just before I do that, I'm gonna make sure everything is rolled, because I don't know why, but these series, they like to blow fuses when you're messing with the battery. So I disconnect that blue connection right there, and then I quickly connect the negative battery terminal, tying it up, and then I connect this blue terminal right here, or connection. And in my experience, that prevents any fuses blowing, like for the instrument cluster or the OBD. So I'm just gonna verify right now that I have lights and windows at least. I got windows. Yeah, this vehicle was like, actually, one of the windows were stuck open. I had to go in there and apply power to the motor. I got signals. Cool. So I'm just gonna hook up ISTA again and just make sure that the FRM is responding, and it is. Sick. It's yellow, and that just means that there's faults. I just don't want it red, because red means it's not responding. So at this point, I'll just disconnect the battery cable again, and then just button everything up. Boom.